Hi. Uh, in my previous video, I had discussed about my design. This is the design which you see right now, uh, which is to be made into a ventilator. Now, although I have not proceeded with the construction on my own design, although I have heard that someone is working on this design, so that is great. Since I am alone, I am not able to make it, and there is a lot of restrictions. I don't have sufficient tools, although I will still try. But here is the thing. I've been told that there is one big problem. I mean, it's kind of a requirement that uh, uh, that you want to know the how much of the air flows out uh, of my ventilator, right? So this can be done fairly easily. So I have conceptualized a design which is totally mechanical, and I think with little calculation we will be able to uh, come up with a design uh, with an instrument which you can measure the pressure and the volume of my output. So this is the design. So as you have seen in my previous diagram, so it's a lot of there's a lot of clutter in this. So the if you believe, and if you have understood my last video explaining the design, I come down to a simplistic view of the design. So this is basically with an understanding prerequisite that you understand my design, will go further only then, right? So now, as we know that the air which comes in my design, it was on the right side. So air comes in here. As I have my upward stroke, the air comes in, and when I have my downward stroke, the valve on this side, this valve gets closed, this gets closed, and this on the downward stroke, this valve gets open and my air goes out. And my rod, this connecting rod is doing a reciprocating motion. It's carrying out a reciprocating motion right here, and this motion, this reciprocating motion is used to find out how much air and at what pressure my air is blowing out uh, of my ventilator. So let's see this design. So here I have shown some of the components, a schematic view of what is going to happen. I'm going to do this explaining this in the next diagram. But you can see here, this is my, you see this, this is my bottle A, and this is my bottle B, and that's the water level, right? And this is the air volume which changes with the reciprocating motion of my piston, right? This piston is connected to a lever, or to a lever arm which is hinged at this point, right? And at the end of this lever arm right here, I have a pen which is connected, and the pen, the pointed edge of the pointed edge of the pen is directed perpendicular to your screen, below the screen, not towards you, it's on the opposite side, and it is fixed. The end, the ball of the pen is in contact with a paper which you see is white in color, which is being rotated by two rotating drums. And this is a paper, or you can see I have mentioned that this is basically a white polymer sheet, and this rotates, and this rotating motion is provided by the same miniature electric motor, which is giving me the drive, that is piston, that is translation motion for this for this connecting rod. So both are at the same rotating speed, and this pen gives me the details of what is kind of motion, and what kind of motion, or what is the type, how much is the volumetric change in the cylinder, or a volumetric change in the output of my ventilator. So I have broken down this mechanism further. So you see, this is my piston, sorry, the connecting rod, my connecting rod, which is doing this translation motion, up and down motion, and this is a lever which is hinged to my connecting rod via this hinge, right, and this rod, this lever goes right here, and again it is hinged at this point, and this hinge thing is fixed to the ground. So this motion is constrained, right, and so I get only an up down motion of my pen at this end. You see this polymer sheet which is rotating, and I have given, which is rotated by these two drums, and the drum is getting connected to coaxially connected to a system of levers, or sorry, a system of gears, and these gears get their drive from the same motor, same electric motor, right. And you see this red thing, this is the representation of volumetric change in my ventilator, and once it requires calibration. So so for the first time, when we get this kind of curve, and whatever results we get comparing it within some kind of a calibrator, so we can calibrate this paper, and we can make certain kind of a graduation or a grid system to read on, right, and that way we'll be able to get the picture of how much volume is going down or going up, what is the change in volume, and we can make necessary changes to the ventilator. That's all. Thank you.